Lesson 3, the Social Security Number and Your Hidden Trust Fund. Part 1, Peace and Power, everyone. Welcome back to another lesson in our journey of reclaiming our wealth and identity. So far, we've discussed how your birth certificate is a financial instrument and how your identity was monetized without your knowledge. Before we begin today's lesson, I want you to grab a notebook and pen because we're going to cover a lot of critical information. Take copious notes, write down key terms, and look up certain definitions as we go along. The more you engage with this knowledge, the more empowered you'll be to take control of your financial and legal identity. Today, we're going to break down 1. How your Social Security number is connected to government bonds. 2. What's really happening behind the scenes with your financial identity. 3. Thought test. Steps you can start taking to protect yourself from financial identity theft and fraud. 4. Legal and banking terms you need to know. Let's get into it. The Social Security number, a financial account in your name. Most people believe their Social Security number is just a way for the government to track their work history and taxes. But the truth is, this number represents a financial account that has been used to create wealth that you were never told about. When your Social Security number was issued, it wasn't just for identification purposes. That number is tied to a government trust account that has been used to trade on the international stock market. This is why your Social Security card has a red serial number on the back. It's linked to the Federal Reserve Bank and is used as an account number for government financial transactions. Here's what happens behind the scenes. 1. Your birth certificate creates a corporate identity in your name. This corporate identity is what the government interacts with, not the real, living you. 2. Your Social Security number is assigned to this corporate identity, acting as an account number. SNAR 3. Bonds are issued in your name and traded on financial markets to back government loans and spending. 4. These bonds are worth millions of dollars over your lifetime, but you were never informed that this wealth exists. This means that every time you work, earn income, or pay taxes, you are essentially generating more value within a financial system that you don't have direct access to. But here's where things are starting to change. The Social Security number and your hidden trust fund, Part 2. Trump's impoundment plan and the return of stolen wealth. Recently, Donald Trump made an announcement about his impoundment plan, which focuses on returning stolen money to the American people. While most of the media is focused on political narratives, this plan could be one of the biggest financial revelations in U.S. history. What is impoundment? So, impoundment is when the president freezes government spending and stops federal agencies from using funds that were previously allocated. Trump's plan is designed to reclaim money that has been stolen, misused, or hidden in government accounts. And some sources suggest that part of this includes funds tied to the Social Security Trust and financial instruments that have been used without our knowledge. If this is the case, we need to ask, where has this money been going? Who has been profiting? And how can we position ourselves to claim what is rightfully ours? We know that for decades, wealth has been systematically funneled away from the people. Now, if this impoundment plan is truly about stopping the theft and redistributing stolen funds, it could mean that a financial shift is coming, one that requires us to be informed and ready to take action when the time comes. This is why knowledge is key. If you don't know how these financial systems work, you won't recognize when opportunities arise to reclaim what belongs to you. That's why today, we're going beyond just understanding that this system exists. We're going to talk about how to protect yourself from further financial exploitation and fraud. The Social Security number and your hidden trust fund, Part 3. Protecting yourself from financial identity theft and fraud. Now that you understand how your financial identity has been used behind the scenes, it's critical to take steps to protect yourself from further exploitation. Here are some key action steps you can start implementing today. 1. Stop using your Social Security number on unnecessary applications. Only use it when legally required, and never provide it over the phone or online unless absolutely necessary. 2. Request a copy of your credit report from all 3 major bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and check for any fraudulent accounts or activity. 3. File an affidavit of identity theft with the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, if you suspect fraud. 4. Set up a credit freeze or fraud alert with the credit bureaus to prevent unauthorized use of your Social Security number. 5. Open a private trust account and start learning how to convey financial instruments into trust to protect them from third-party control. 6. Obtain a secured creditor status by filing the necessary UCC paperwork to perfect your interest over your estate. 7. Avoid signing contracts without reading the terms. Learn how to properly endorse documents with restrictive endorsements like without prejudice or without recourse. 8. Look into alternative banking methods that give you more control over your assets, such as private banking, self-directed IRAs, or blockchain technology. Number 9, secure your identity documents in a safe place and be cautious of agencies or organizations requesting certified copies of your birth certificate or Social Security card. 10. Start researching legal remedies for reclaiming your financial identity and securing your assets from third-party claims. Each of these steps is part of a larger strategy to move from being a debtor in the system to a secured party creditor over your own estate. Key legal and banking terms to understand. Language is everything in law and finance. Many of the terms we use in everyday life don't mean the same thing in legalese. Here are 10 important terms you should become familiar with. 1. Debtor, the one who owes a financial obligation. Most people unknowingly operate as debtors in the system. 2. Creditor, the one who has the legal right to collect on an obligation. You want to shift from being a debtor to a secured creditor. 3. Trust, a legal arrangement where one party, the trustee, holds assets on behalf of another, the beneficiary. 4. Estate, the total property, assets, and debts owned by an individual at the time of their death, or in some cases from birth. 5. Secured party, the entity that holds a legally perfected claim over property or financial instruments. 6. Bond, a financial instrument representing a loan or debt obligation. Your birth certificate is linked to government bonds. 7. Conveyance, the legal process of transferring property or assets from one entity to another. 8. Jurisdiction, the legal authority that governs a case, contract, or person. 9. UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, the set of laws governing commercial transactions in the U.S. 10. Legal title versus equitable title. Legal title means ownership recognized by law, while equitable title means the right to benefit from the property. I encourage you to look up these terms on Cornell Law's website and get familiar with their meanings. The more you understand the language of commerce and law, the more power you have over your financial and legal identity. If you would like a copy of Black's Law Dictionary PDFs, you may email me at ShayMarieInc@gmail.com for a small $1 donation. If you would like to support the continued production of these lessons, donations can be sent via CashApp, mpresshaymarie, or PayPal, ShaySpeakZTruth@gmail.com. Even $1 can make a difference. Next lesson preview: trust law and securing your estate. Now that we've covered how your social security number and birth certificate are tied to financial accounts, the next lesson will introduce the fundamentals of trust law and why you need to start operating in trust, how to shift from being a debtor to a secured party creditor, the importance of estate planning and asset protection. We're just getting started. Stay aware, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next lesson.